Hi everyone, welcome to Simple, Joyful, Mindful Living. My name is Jessica and I am coming to you with a sweet sleeping babe in my arms. This is little Patrick. He's just turned 2 months old and I just felt called to come on here and share something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and that is to do with pantry challenges. Now I know that's kind of a pantry challenge is like a hashtag, and it's kind of a new term for something that has been around for a really long time. And I guess it's part of my mindful living is making sure we use up what we have before we go and buy more. We make the best with what we've got. And I'm not always very good at that. There are weeks where I buy too many groceries, or there are weeks when I don't cook with the groceries that we have, but it's definitely something that I have been working on. And I've started thinking about it almost from a different perspective, rather than thinking about it as food wastage or as excessive consumption or things like that, which it is. I've been thinking about the fact that we buy the food with the money that my husband has gone out and worked hard for. And I'm a stay-at-home mum. I've got 2 little boys and we homeschool, and we've made the decision to sacrifice having 2 incomes so that I can be a stay-at-home mum. It's just what's important to our family. And with that, of course, you need to be mindful about the spending and budgeting and everything, because you want to make sure that you have what you need. And it just really kind of pierced my heart the other night when I was cooking some dinner, and I just had a look in the pantry at what we had, and we had some diced tomatoes and some lentils, and there was a little bit of veggie in the bottom of the fridge that needed to be used. And I was just thinking about how if I had thrown that food out, or not thrown it out but gotten takeaway and not used up what we had, then it's really almost wasting my husband's time. And of course, sometimes life just happens and you have food wastage, or you are out much later than you thought and you need to get takeaway. But I guess I hadn't thought about it too seriously from that perspective before, that the money that we spend is time that my husband has been away, and I want to be mindful that I'm respecting that and respecting his time and respecting the money that he's bringing into the house. And he equally respects me for all of the things that I contribute as well. But when I think about, would I rather throw away however many dollars worth of food and, wasted money, or would I rather have him here for that amount of time that he was away working for that money? And every time I would rather that he were here with us, spending time with the family. He works very hard, and he spends as much time with us as possible, of course, but I just thought that's such good motivation for, the person that you love, particularly, if you are a 1-income family and you just the one of you is bringing in money and they're out working really hard for that money. It's good motivation to show respect to them, and respect to them and their time and how hard they work, to not just be wasteful with it, and to realize what they've sacrificed and what you've sacrificed to bring the money in and to spend it. So I've just found that has been extra good motivation to do pantry challenges, to be creative and use up what we have, and to not be wasteful and really just try to buy just what we need. And of course that's not just for 1-income families. If you might be the main breadwinner and bringing in money, and and you know, showing yourself that respect and recognizing that you could have been doing other things with your time, but you were working hard and bringing in the money to buy the food, so to not let it go to waste. And like I said, there will be times when you can't help it. You know, you just are out longer, or life just happens, and you don't cook and you've got to throw away food, or you know, whatever the case is, you do need to give yourself grace and recognize that life does just happen. But wherever possible, I think showing your husband the respect, or just showing yourself the respect and your family the respect that you have, you know, really sacrificed your time and doing other things, spending time with the people that you love, to go out and work and make the money that you're using to buy this food, so not to just waste it. And of course there are other reasons to do pantry challenges. I mean, just simply being a conscious person about the fact that, yeah, there are so many people in the world who don't have enough to eat, so, you know, just being grateful that you have food and making the most of it. And you know, there are a ton of other reasons that doing pantry challenges, or just using up what you have, is good. But that's just something that has been on my heart a bit lately, about the showing the respect to my husband. So there are so many different things that you can make with just a few basic pantry staples. So many recipes, particularly vegetarian recipes. If you've got pulses and beans and things, it can be really easy. You just need to kind of take stock of what you've got and be a bit creative to think of some new recipes. And sometimes I just find it's easy to just throw some beans and some tomatoes and some spices and things in the slow cooker and just let it go. Taste it as the day goes on, and you know, make any adjustments you need. Of course you'll need liquid in there as well. But for example, last night I cooked, I put in a blender 2 tins of tomato, diced tomato, some dried basil, some garlic that I had in the fridge, you know, like the pre-minced garlic, some brown sugar, some salt and pepper, and a little squirt of this pizza sauce, and just blended it up so that that was a tomato sauce, nice and smooth. Oh, and celery that I had in the fridge that needed to be used. And I just fried an onion and emptied a tin of lentils like that I had drained into the pan after the onion had fried, and then added the sauce and simmered it away. And it was like this bolognese. It was very simple, a very basic kind of food, but really delicious. And there was enough sauce I can make another recipe. There was leftovers for my husband to take to work, and that's just saved us a bunch of money, so we didn't buy takeaway last night. And you know, there's some food in the freezer for a night if we get home late and I can't be bothered cooking. You know, I can't be bothered making anything big from scratch. And yeah, food for my husband to take to work. So I just really encourage you to think about why it's important to do a pantry challenge, why it's important to you to not be wasteful with food and to use up what you have. And once you have a really strong why, then the motivation is there. And once you've done that, I think, you know, taking stock of what you've got, and then being creative, seeing what you can come up with the food that you have. I know there are some websites that you can type in ingredients, like ingredient combinations that you have, and yeah, it can give you some recipe ideas, so that's pretty helpful as well. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I'm not sure, sometimes when you share things that are on your heart, it's just really beneficial to you because that's where you're at, and other people might not really be in that same position or that same headspace, so it might not resonate with them. But if it does, I'm glad, and I hope that it was helpful for somebody. And yeah, I will speak to you again soon. Goodbye.